So today I thought I'd do something a little bit different. I'm still working down in the Pembrokeshire area and I have yet another day off 2 weeks after my last one. And I thought I'd go somewhere a little bit serious, more serious than the Pembrokeshire Coastal Path. Don't get me wrong, the Pembrokeshire Coastal Path is a very, very nice route, but just outside my back door I've now walked that section twice. And if you remember from the previous video, the weather was absolutely atrocious, but I have walked the same route again since and the weather was absolutely glorious. So I've looked at the forecast today and as you can see, the weather is absolutely fantastic. So I've come somewhere a little bit more serious. Today I'm in the BRECON Beacons and I'm going to be climbing up Pen y Fan. So yeah, I'm about, well, looking what's ahead of me, I'm probably only about a quarter of the way up and it has been quite a climb. So I'm sure somebody who's fitter than me would have found it a lot easier. So, but I'm plodding along. The planned route is roughly going to be about 21 kilometers, but I'll see what I'm like when I actually get to the top of Pen y Fan, which I think is about 886 meters high. I can see it there in the distance behind the camera. So I'm quite looking forward to it. When I get to the top, there is a ridge line that comes all the way down that I can follow all the way back to the car. If by the time I get to the top and I'm too tired for it, I can follow that ridge line. Or I can carry on. I think the actual route itself, I found it online, was called the Brecon Horseshoe. So that's what I'm trying to do now, which I think, like I said, is about 21 kilometers. But there is an escape route. I don't know if you remember in my last video when I walked along the Pembrokeshire Coastal Path from Angle round to Freshwater West. If you didn't, I'll put a link up there in the top right hand corner for you. But the weather was absolutely atrocious. I don't know if you can see it now on camera, and the fact that I'm sweating a bit. That the weather is absolutely gorgeous today. There's not a breath of wind up. I'm a couple of hundred meters up. The view is absolutely spectacular and I couldn't ask for a better day. I've just got to walk up to the top of there first, which I believe is called Cribyn, along this path here behind me. So yeah, and then I've got to walk down this ridge line and then up towards Pen y Fan, which is there. So still got a ways to go. As you can see, it's a perfect day, gorgeous day, no wind. I've got the sun behind me and I have been sweating a bit, so but that's probably because I'm carrying a bit of insulation. So it is what it is, but it's good to get out. It's good that I've got a day off. It wasn't, unfortunately, home is too far away, so I'm not able to travel home for just one day off. So this is the next best thing. I'm going to carry on. So yeah, I've got Cribyn behind me, so I'm going to start climbing that now. So right at this minute, I'm gonna have to put all the recording equipment away, microphone, tripod, phone, and the poles have got to come out. And probably for the next half an hour, I'm gonna be hanging out my butt, climbing that. I can't wait. So that's it, I finally made it to the top of Cribyn. That was one hell of a climb coming up there. Very, very steep coming up the ridgeline. So I've done that. Behind me, you can see, is Pen y Fan. That's next. I'm just gonna stop now for a little bit of lunch and a brew, and then I'm gonna carry on after I've had something to eat. The views up here are absolutely spectacular. Honestly, I am gobsmacked. I can just see for miles in any direction. You can see behind the camera behind me in the haze. This is fantastic, absolutely fantastic. So here's some of the views from the top of Cribyn. So this is facing back towards the north, which is where I've climbed. So that ridge there, that's now centre camera, that's where I climbed up. Looking northwest, I don't know if you can see on camera, but in the distance is a reservoir. So today, I'm just using the jet boil. I wasn't sure if it was going to be too windy up here, and I don't have a wind protector for the Trangia stove. So I brought the jet boil up, and that's my coffee that I brought up as well, which is that, if you remember rightly from the previous video, is my Nescafe Espresso. And the trusty Sea to Summit mug. Well, that's lunch finished with now. I didn't bother showing you what I had for lunch, I just did the brew. So, but I just had a Tesco sandwich basically. So that's all done and dusted. I've had my brew, I've packed it all away, and as per usual, leave no trace. This is the bit that I was stopping in where I was having my brew, right literally on the summit of Cribyn. And as you can see, there is no trace at all whatsoever. So, as it should be. So, onwards and upwards. Now it's time to move on to the bad boy of Pen y Fan. So this is the ridgeline that I walked earlier on, just up this ridge here, until I got to the base of Cribyn, and that was where I had lunch up there. God, that was a hell of a climb. I didn't record anything on the top of Pen y Fan because basically when I got up there, all the way, my walk all the way that I did up there and then up Cribyn, there in the distance, right, I didn't see a soul. As soon as I got to the top of Pen y Fan, it was absolutely rammed, so I didn't park there. But all the people that were there, I can guess were parked over to the west side where the famous red telephone box is, where the SAS start their fan dance. And I do know that there's a couple of large car parks over there, so I'd imagine that's where the masses have parked, because it's not such a long walk up to the top of Pen y Fan. So yeah, I didn't record up there, but I've got a couple of videos that I'll include now in the video so you can see basically that I did it. But so far thoroughly enjoying it, but I have got proper jelly leg now, so I'm heading back to the car in that direction. So hopefully within the next hour and a half, 2 hours, probably not even that, I'll be back at the car. Looking forward to a nice drink. So the pace is definitely quickened up now that I'm heading down on a more gentle slope back down towards the car. It's not as steep as it was coming up, or the bit in between Cribyn and Pen y Fan. That was quite brutal. So yeah, just a steady downhill slope. I don't even need the walking poles, so it's not too hard on my knees anyway. So I have to admit today has been pretty, I can't think of the words, pretty awe-inspiring. I don't know, it's, like I said before when I was up on the hill, it's very much to see somebody else's video and saying, oh yeah, that's a nice place, that's a nice place, but to actually witness it for yourself, I can't describe it. And especially with the way things have been going with COVID, I think it's definitely important that people get out, and now the rules are starting to be relaxed. Now people can get out, you can still be distanced, and for all those people that are, how can I say, vulnerable. So I've got some friends that have been vulnerable and literally almost have not been out of their house for almost a year. Get out and do something like this, because it will make a difference. Honestly, it will make a difference. I'm not saying you've got to climb up somewhere like Pen y Fan. Back home where I live, you've got Cannock Chase just up the road. Just whatever's within your capabilities. And as far as capabilities are concerned, if I can get up Pen y Fan, a lot of people can as well. I mean, look at me. I'm built for comfort, not for speed. But yeah, in all seriousness, definitely now's the time to get out, especially now that the clocks have gone forward and the weather's starting to turn better. So definitely worth it. That's it now. I'm back at the car. I can literally just see my car over there behind the camera. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please don't forget to click like and subscribe in the bottom. And if you haven't subscribed already, please consider doing so. All the kit that I've used, I will include a link in the description below, including that little Nalgene bottle as well. Please feel free to comment on this video, or indeed any of my other videos. The channel's not that big yet that I'm able to respond to everybody's questions, which is a good thing. The channel's not that big yet, so I am able to respond to everyone's comments and questions. If you do have any suggestions, again, please comment in the comment section below. Yeah, and that's it. That's pretty much it. In fact, I think I've actually got a little bit of sunburn there. That's how good the weather was. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.